story of the cobbler, whose success grew quickly because he was the only man in the village who knew how to make shoes. Over time, his reputation grew, his business grew, and he got busy, got overbooked, so he was looking for somebody to help him out. There he finds a young apprentice, a young man, to assist him. Little did he know, the young man was going to the ocean every day to pay homage and give offerings to Olokun. So, as he was doing this, the man's business continued to grow. Over time, the boy had stacked up enough bread to make a full ebo for Olokun and a legwa. He made a legwa, a great ebo, corn, jutia, and some other things. A legwa accepted the ebo. But Legwa knew that the boy's spirit was evil in his intentions for the ebos he was making. So he figured he would test him now. Time to send him a little trouble to see if he is truly worthy of riches. So Legwa goes to the cobbler, who has never made ebo to any Orisha before, and tells him, he goes and he makes these offerings, but not to make your business more successful. It is to ruin your business. The cobbler gets enraged. He fires the boy on the spot, pays him everything for what he worked that day. The boy takes the money, buys products to make ebo again for Olokun and Alegwa. Alegwa smiles, realizing that even in the heart of being fired, being broke, after making ebo, he still kept his faith. The boy walks and walks and walks to find work, finds himself in another town, walks upon a man who's selling food. The man says 10 cents. The boy has already eaten the food. The man becomes outraged. An argument ensues. The townspeople are crowding around. Suddenly, an old man walks up, appears out of nowhere, and asks the man how much for the food. He pays for the boy's food, and he says, "Come in, let me talk to you." He says, "Why did you do that?" He said, "I just got fired. I had no money. I was hungry." He said, "Do you want to work?" He said, "Yeah, I do." He said, "Well, come with me." After walking several miles, they get to a cave. There's a big boulder blocking the entrance. He says, "Your job is simple. I need you to help me remove this stone so that I can get through this cave." Gives him a hammer and a chisel and get to work. While the boy's inside, he sees gold and gems. And he comes out and the man says, "Did you see anything in there?" He says, in fear of losing his job, he says, "No, I didn't." So for the next 3 days, he would meet the old man at his house for breakfast and go and work on opening up the cave, knocking the rock loose. Unfortunately, on the 4th day, when the boy arrives, he finds out that the old man has been taken by the sleep of Iku. So he cared for the old man, buried him properly, and got back to work on the cave. About a week later, he finally breaks the rock through, takes the gems, and builds a castle on top of the very cave that the man had put him to work at. The boy's riches grew so profound that he owned almost half of the countryside, they say. He cleaned himself up, bought himself a white horse, went back to his old town. No one recognized him. He went into the town where the cobbler was once, and he didn't even recognize him. But they say the cobbler was afraid and terrified at the success that the young man had found. In that moment, though, the young boy, who's now a man, does not even remind the cobbler of the old ill wills of the past. They just discuss business. The cobbler now and the young man devise a plan to turn one business into an empire. And shortly thereafter, the cobbler would die and leave everything to the young man. The young man would be the richest in all the land. See, this story teaches us that, no. Not this time. You tell me what this teaches us. Me fere fun legua, me fere fun olokun.